Now, you can find empanadas all over Latin America, but Keyma today is going to show us her Venezuelan version. Ooh, sounds good.
They're amazing. They're truly amazing. And the difference is that we're going to use cornmeal today.
Aha, great. And I love this because we're making the dough from scratch, we're making the filling from scratch, and then we're going to fry them up and serve them with some delicious pickles on the side.
Delicious.
Sounds good. Now, what have we got over here?
So we've got over here our Venezuelan-based for everything, which is the sofrito. So that's onions, garlic, beautiful capsicums.
Yep.
And we're going to add some of these coriander roots.
Okay.
I love adding coriander roots to my sofrito. It's not really common, but let's do a bit of that.
I know. I like how we're not wasting the coriander too, because you usually use all the leaves and forget about the gorgeous stalks. But when you're cooking it like this, you can add it for sure. Great. And what else are we adding to this?
So we're adding the tomato paste.
Yes, tomato paste.
Some cumin powder.
Okay.
And we're going to add some annatto oil.
Okay.
That comes from achiote paste or annatto paste.
Okay, and we can find this in Australia?
Yeah, you can find this in Australia as paste and seeds. So we basically simmer some oil with annatto paste until it gets to the orange state.
Okay.
So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of this.
Okay.
And reserve the rest for our dough.
Shall I turn that off now?
Yes. Okay. So we're going to continue by poaching our fish.
Great. So poaching liquid, just some water.
Water, bay leaves, some onions. Again, coriander roots.
Yes,
I love
why
my
not?
coriander roots everywhere. It's just beautiful.
Just rip it apart?
Yeah, rip it apart.
Okay. There we go.
And in with the fish.
All right, what fish are we using today?
So we're using flake, which is the most similar one to cazón, which is like a small shark.
And how long are we going to poach that for?
We're going to poach that for 5 minutes until it starts flaking off. And then we're going to put it in the sofrito and we let it cook until it's completely done.
Great, too easy. So the filling is almost ready.
Yes.
Now on to the empanada dough. Exciting.
Let's go with empanada dough. So this empanada dough is very special because we use cornmeal instead of flour, of wheat flour.
Right.
So first we start with the water and the flavorings. So I'll add some water and then I'm gonna add the sugar.
Okay.
So empanadas, I add sugar so it gets crispy on the outside, kind of caramelization trick.
Very good idea.
So I'm gonna add the sugar, some salt.
A pinch of salt.
And then that cornmeal in a fine stream so it doesn't clump.
Ah, okay,
Yeah?
so rain it in.
Yeah. No, this is just for it not to clump and not form, to release all those little clumps and it's all smooth.
Okay.
And now we're going to add some annatto oil as well so we can flavor and color this dough.
Lovely. So
Like a couple of tablespoons will be fine. Yeah.
1, 2. And some more of the flour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some more of the flour.
There we go. Oh, so it really does thicken up as you start to whisk it and incorporate it. It almost absorbs all of that water and swells quite nicely.
It's basically hydrating.
Yes.
So we're going to leave it to rest for a few minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back to it to form the dough.
Very good. Wow, it's really absorbed all of that liquid, hasn't it?
Yes, it's all hydrated and ready to go. So we need it a little bit.
Okay.
But it's not like just a super forgiving dough. You can adjust it with a bit of water or a bit of flour if you need. And then we're gonna form some balls. So we just pick up kind of little amounts of flour, of dough.
Look at, you've done this a few times.
Yeah. And then we make little balls and then we flatten them.
Okay. So you want it to be as thin as tortillas, or is that too thin?
It's too thin.
Too thin, okay.
They need to hold the filling as well, which is already cold.
Yes, it does need to be
been
cold,
cooled
doesn't
down.
it?
Yeah. And then we add like a tablespoon of it.
Okay, tell me if that's too much.
No,
a bit
that's
more?
good.
Okay,
No, that's good. And then we just close it down.
Okay.
Like this.
And this is a great little trick, is to use a little bit of in between or 2 pieces of Glad wrap just to make it so much easier. Oh.
And then we close it down.
Yep.
And that's it.
Wow, look at that. Well, one's just not going to do. We might have to make a few more of these.
Yes, we do.
All right, great.
So So these are ready and we're gonna fry them.
Okay, so hot oil about 180 degrees. Ooh, lovely.
So look at these. They're all golden and beautiful. Now we're gonna take them out and leave them to cool down in the rack.
Keyma, these look fantastic. I was just in awe watching them cook because, you know, the dough's so soft, and when you put it in there, I'm like, oh, is it going to break up? And it doesn't. It holds its shape and goes super crispy.
It goes crispy and puffed up.
And is that because of the sugar that we added?
Yes, the sugar creates that caramelization on top. That makes it crispy. That's a secret of these empanadas.
They are just stunning. And what are we serving it with?
So we serve them with condiments, and here I have Venezuelan answers to guacamole, which is very similar to guacamole, but it has a lot more zing and citrus flavor in it. And then we have an ajicero, which is kind of a pickled chili condiment. And it's really nice. They go so well with the fish.
Delicious. And you've given us the recipes, so if you want the recipes, head online and get them because they are just a must with a dish just like this.
Definitely.
Okay, I can't wait any longer. We've got to dig in. They've cooled down. And I really want to see the inside of this too. Oh, yes. It's so crispy and still so tender inside.
Yes.
And so what's the best way to do this? I'm going to watch you.
Well, I don't know. I like all the condiments at once.
All at once?
You can try one at a time and see, and just,
I'm going to follow your lead.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Oh.
Ooh, crispy. That empanada crust is like the best thing you'll ever taste. It's like so crispy on the outside and so fluffy in the centre. Do you know what I think you need to do? You need to open a store and sell these because they will sell out so fast. This is the next big thing coming to Australia. They are that good. Thank you so much.
Keyma's empanadas.
Keyma's empanadas. You saw them here first.